my wife and I attended the Cal State University Hall of Fame, and at our table we had 3 or 4 other people that had received that honor over the years. And one of the recipients mentioned last night that out of nearly 50,000 graduates, she had been chosen to receive this honor. She's the CEO of ARC Technology that now has got communications business around the world. And they showed the pictures on the walls and all of the honors. I still wonder how I ever got it, except for my lovely wife and daughter. But they showed them, those pictures will be shown, names will be called as long as Cal State University exists. And I thought about that old song, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Amen. The only book that we need to really be concerned about that our name is in is the Lamb's Book of Life.
Yes, amen.
Because he knows us by name and he will call us by name. Now we have entered into what's called Lent season in the more formal religions, the Roman Catholics, the Episcopalians and all, and they had an article about the people receiving the ashes on their forehead. Many people now won't receive them. They'll go to church and they have it put on and then they wipe them off before they go back to business or go down the street, because they're afraid of the reaction of people toward this symbol that said that thus thou art and thus thou shalt return. Maybe we need to every now and then take ashes and have them put on our forehead so we can remember that we are mortal and we're not here forever in the condition that we're in. We're not in the world as the inhabitants forever in a fallen condition. God will not allow man to inherit the Garden of Eden in a fallen condition. The tree of life is still on the face of the earth. It has been protected and guarded, the Bible said, by angels. And somebody said, well, how can you possibly believe that? Very easily. I believe what the Bible teaches in its simplicity.
Yes. Amen.
This week the earth should have been shook up and awakened. A meteorite falling in Russia, it actually, the pieces hit the ground. If the meteorite had hit it with that type of impact before it exploded, it was stronger than 5 atomic bombs. And about the same time, there was another one that was a lot larger than this one that went by around 20,000 miles up and didn't come into the Earth's atmosphere, but went between all of the news satellites. And they were afraid it was going to knock them out of the air. Isn't it wonderful that God has got a shield of gravity around the earth?
Yes.
That shields us from the millions of rocks that's flying out in the universe. And they have got many of them numbered and what time and day and hour that they might come near the earth. But there's always one unexpectedly that is able, like the one in Arizona that created the crater that can hit the earth. But we're in a day and age that our preparation for celebrating the greatest hour that man has ever known, and we are neglecting it. We're reluctant to prepare ourselves for the Easter pageant of when Jesus comes riding into Jerusalem on the back of a beast. I want you to look with me this morning in Matthew, the 21st chapter, and starting with the 33rd verse. Matthew, the 21st chapter, starting with the 33rd verse. I might go 15 minutes a day, and I might fill out my whole hour. But listen to what Jesus said concerning his relationship to God his Father and to the populace on the face of the earth and the prophets that his Father had sent to prepare the people for his coming. It's not that we are in darkness because God wants us to be there. We are in darkness because that's what we choose. Man chooses darkness instead of light.
Amen.
We were talking last week about the David's key, the key of the house of David. That means the knowledge that David had. Now Jesus said here in this parable, here another parable, there was a certain householder with planted a vineyard and hedged it round about, and digged a wine press in it and built a tower, and let it out to husbandman and went into a far country. And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandman that they might receive the fruits of it. And the husbandman took his servants and beat one, killed another, and stoned another. Again he sent another servant more than the first, and they did unto them the likewise. But last of all he sent unto them his son, saying, They will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Listen to what it said, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. The Lord therefore of the vineyard cometh. What will he do unto these husbandmen? The parable that Jesus is stating here is concerning how that God called Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, called the house of Israel, and gave unto them a possession, and told them to inherit the land. And they had vineyards, and whenever God sent the prophets unto them, they beat some, killed another, and stoned another. They wouldn't receive the prophets. Whenever you read in